Now it's recording.
Okay, so lacquer, polyacrylic, polyurethane, let me think. Anything that'll say like sealant, all of those are for protection. You do like a spray, you let it dry maybe a day at least, spray it again, let it dry, spray it again, let it dry. And this is just to make sure that it's complete. I mean, you can spray it half an hour later, but then you have to wait like a month for it to be like completely scratch resistant because it takes forever to dry. So let it dry. It takes 2 full weeks for it to dry scratch resistant to where you can literally like semi-rub it on the concrete and it won't scratch up.
Man, so that's why it didn't work on mine, because I sprayed a lacquer on one of my steel pieces, and I took it out, I scratched it, and I scratched it.
You leave the mark?
It left the marks.
2 full weeks.
I
tested it.
So I can use that on my armor then, because I was trying to find a way to properly seal this.
Yeah.
So that way it doesn't rust. My last costume, it rusted. Well, actually, it actually oxidized, turned white.
Oh, that's
it was zinc-plated steel too.
Now there's a quicker way. It's not as strong. Now this is for like heavy duty. I have a sword and I need to protect the paint job. That's what you do. But like I said, you need time. You need time. The second best, if you don't have a lot of time, or this is what you do after you've sealed it for protection. Then what you do is you coat it like what you were talking about, like matte, satin, glossies. All that stuff is for a finishing look. It doesn't really protect it. It just makes it look a certain way. And you know the differences between satin, matte, and all that glossy and stuff?
Yeah, I'm learning to take an art class right now. So I'm learning a little bit more how that works.
Yeah. So basically one is shiny, one is not shiny, one is like you feel a little texture to it. That's just for how it looks, how it feels. It doesn't protect your craft. And that also takes like 2 weeks to dry. So I'm saying you got to take a long time.
So for protecting it, the lacquer's the key.
Yeah, lacquer. I kind of don't like lacquer. I like polyurethane or polyacrylic. Polyacrylic's my favorite because of all of them, it's the vaguely least harmful to your breathing. It smells the least nasty.
Polyacrylic. Is that for Minwax as well?
Minwax, you can find it in the spray paint. It's a blue can. It'll say polyacrylic. And basically, it's polyurethane, but water-based.
And does it work with acrylic paint?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, anything else you need? Because he's the one working on the costume.
One last one.
Okay.
If you only have like 2 days left or something, and you just want something to be like glossy, shiny, beautiful, vaguely protect your work, I mean, it's going to be good, you can coat your prop or whatever in a coating of plastic by getting epoxy resin. And epoxy resin, you can get it at like Hobby Lobby or whatever. It comes in 2 containers and you mix it 1 part to 1 part, so like 1 ounce, 1 ounce. You mix it together, you mix it, it'll have directions. It's called casting resin, epoxy resin. It goes under different names.
Yeah, it's like a liquid weld.
That might be one of them actually.
Yeah, but the stuff I know is it turns black when you use it. I never heard of a clear one.
No, this is clear. Like for example, a good example, go to Hobby Lobby and ask for Easy Cast. That's the name of it. Easy Cast will be in a little container about this big. It'll be blue and it'll say Easy Cast on it. It'll be 1 part like a yellowish liquid, 1 part clear liquid. You mix them together, and then this stuff takes 2 full days to cure. 1 day to get hard, 1 day to cure. 2 days. What it does is you can paint it onto your stuff. And did you see those props I had, like paper
the swords?
That shiny glossy feel?
Yeah.
That's what that stuff is.
Ah.
And you can put it on anything.
Didn't you say you mixed some color into it?
You can mix color into it.
You mixed acrylic, that's what you said, right?
Yeah, you can they have special dyes that they also sell. That's the best thing to use in it because it's already made to work with the epoxy because it's anti-water, and some of those acrylics are like water-based and crap. Use those dyes. Or this sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on the type and the quantity that you put in. But you can put fingernail polish in there and mix it in, and you can get those cool swirly fingernail polish things to it.
Colors, the shadows and textures.
Yes. And because it dries clear, it looks like a marble on the inside, which gives you cool effects.
Wow. What kind of brand do you recommend?
What?
What brand do you recommend?
$2 for a craft is what I got. And it works. It works. It will take like an extra long while for it to dry. I'm talking like, depending on how much you put in, like if it's like 1 part fingernail polish and 1 part resin, it'll take like a month to cure. But if it's like just a little bit to give it a little bit of color, there's no difference. Another thing that you can do is after you're done doing it and everything, and you put it on, you got that glossy coat over it, like you paint it on, you let it dry 2 days. Once it's dry 2 days, you can scratch it up and it won't scratch. Unless you like literally grab like a nail and drag it across, then it will crack because it's plastic. It's like, imagine cheap Chinese plastic toys.
Oh.
Whatever you can do to a cheap Chinese plastic toy, you can do to that.
Question.
Yeah.
I've tried some acrylic stuff, and if it sometimes it dries up like with a slight ripple to it. How would you get it so it's completely smooth and flat like the steel piece I have here?
That's what that stuff is. It won't do that because since it takes 2 days to dry, during those 2 days it like just smooths itself out.
Do you need to hang it out or anyway?
Well, it'll move with gravity. So it'll just be a thin coat of plastic that'll cover your entire piece with that glossy feel.
Quick question.
And you can do it twice. You can do it like it dries and then paint it on again, and it dries and you can paint it on again, and you can get like
It's
thick
after 2
layers.
days.
2 days. 2 days. You can paint it on again after 1 day.
Because I say polyurethane before it was totally dry, and I had a milky white fog behind the plastic.
Yeah, that happens because of humidity. You live here in Houston, don't you?
Yes.
That's why. That's humidity.
What's another
You
way
did it outside and it was humid.
What's another way for me to protect it from that and dust, like in the garage? Especially with a concrete floor that won't seal.
Yeah, what you do is you do it in an area with low humidity. That'll make that milky crap go away.
Yeah.
Then to keep dust from going on it is once you put your prop somewhere, you will cover it with something. Like get you know those big empty trash cans? You can like put that upside down on top of it, and it'll protect it from dust settling on it.
Don't you have to let air hit it so it dries?
No.
Because I was thinking I was making like a vacuum box with an air filter and all kinds of stuff. So there's
That's not needed. You just need to like cover it slightly.
And that's with lacquer and all the methods you mentioned.
Yeah. Because all that dust is just stuff that like settles down over time, and since it takes a long time for it to like dry, you just got that stuff settling. If you just put something over it, like a bucket, if it's a small piece, just put like a bucket over it, you're fine. It'll be fine.
And what is that paint called for gloves?
Gloves. Okay,
Oh,
the
yeah,
leather
leather
paint.
stuff.
Leather paint is called Jacquard. It's like JACQUARD, something weird like that. Do a search on it on Google and you'll see like all of it, or type in neo-opaque paint or leather paint, neo-opaque leather paint, Jacquard. That's the best brand that I've been able to find for that leather stuff. Anything that's flexible, 100% like it won't come off, it won't rub off, it's waterproof, it's rub-proof, it goes on leather like beautifully,
And it doesn't dry and crack?
It doesn't dry and crack at all. It's
What
used
else?
for shoes even, you know, like that they're always
Yeah.
moving and stuff. And if you buy neo-opaque, it's supercharged with pigments. So then that way you just paint like one coat, and it paints like perfect red on black. I'm Doug Finn. I'm on the
You're Doug?
I'm Doug Finn.
Is that your nickname or your actual name?
It's my well, actually in the state of Texas, I can legally work as Doug Finn.
So you want to be addressed as Doug Finn?
Yes, I can be addressed as Doug Finn or DF.
Okay.
All right, DF. Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, cool.
Thank you.
No problem. Bye.
Bye. Thank you again.